Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, July 12th, 2019. I am Yvette Bowens with the details. Cabinet has approved the appointment of educator Andrea Bowman as SVG's first ambassador to the Republic of China on Taiwan. Bowman, who retired in 2017 as headmistress of the St. Vincent Girls High School, is expected to take up her new position on August 1st, 2019. She will travel to Taiwan with Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves in August for the official opening of the SVG Embassy in Taipei. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News earlier today, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker said the Prime Minister and other cabinet members are satisfied with Bowman's appointment, noting that it was long in waiting and his colleagues were pleased that she accepted the position.
To have as the first ambassador to Taiwan, Mrs. Andrea Bowman, and we are very pleased to have the first ambassador as a lady. We are glad that she has consented. We have been thinking about this for the longest while, and we wanted to make sure that we have a woman of high caliber, a woman of great intellect, and one who can make St. Vincent feel proud to be the ambassador, the first ambassador to Taiwan.
Sir Louis said he is confident that Bowman will serve SVG well and will further strengthen relations in Taiwan, particularly in tourism and foreign investments.
Taiwan has been a great friend in helping us in every major project that we have undertaken in St. Vincent, and has contributed in every sector of our economy. We are still looking forward to increasing business with Taiwan in the area of tourism and foreign investment coming into our country. And we think that Andrea Bowman would be the person who would make us feel proud to have a representative who can seek foreign direct investment for our country. We have almost 100 students studying in Taiwan, and she would be there also to work with our students and to meet their needs.
Sir Louis said arrangements will be made for support staff at the SVG Taiwan Embassy, which will include Taiwanese
support staff, but that would be done by the Public Service Commission. They would make their appointment, but we are going to probably send a minister counselor also to this office there for now. It may be later on we would have to send a counselor, but as of now we would run it with the ambassador and a minister counselor, and we would have a receptionist, clerk, which would be a Taiwanese, and a driver, which would be a Taiwanese. Those we would hire in Taiwan.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves had earlier indicated that the first Taiwan's ambassador was carefully selected and will serve this country well. Meanwhile, Taiwan's President, Her Excellency Taiwan, will pay a two-day state visit to SVG next week. She is expected to arrive in the country on Tuesday, July 16th. The Taiwan's president's visit to SVG is part of a Caribbean region tour, which has been deemed as President Taiwan's journey of freedom, democracy, sustainability, which includes visits to Haiti, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia. President Tai's tour of the region is aimed at further strengthening cooperation, exchanges, and friendship between Taiwan and its four Caribbean allies. President Tai's delegation will comprise high-level government officials as well as legislators and business representatives from Taiwan. The trip is her first to the region as head of state and seventh abroad since assuming office in May 2016. On Tuesday, July 16, 2019, President Tai will hold talks with Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, meet with representatives of Taiwan MOFA Alumni Association, and the 2019 Taiwan Scholarship recipients. Her Excellency will also attend a special sitting of Parliament at the House of Assembly and visit the St. Vincent Botanical Gardens for a tour and tree planting ceremony. In honor of the President's visit and the long-standing relationship between both countries, an achievement exhibition of the technical cooperation will be held at the National Public Library, followed by a free cultural showcase by the Formosa Circus Art at the Victoria Park during the two-day period. As SVG's medicinal marijuana industry begins to take root, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said work continues to ensure a proper balance that the industry grows sustainably while paying close attention to the food security needs of the nation. PM Gonsalves was at the time speaking on Star FM's Morning Scoop program yesterday, giving an update on the progress of SVG's medicinal marijuana industry. The PM said so far 21 cultivator licenses have been approved, with 8 of them being groups which have approximately 100 persons, along with 13 others. He said there are also 3 nationals who are not traditional cultivators who have been awarded license, and that 10 companies have been registered which are either locally owned or have foreign investors. The Prime Minister further noted that along with the 5 classes of licenses A to E, these companies must pay a food security authorization fee.
Suppose may take a class D license go up to 100 acres, but they don't necessarily start in with 100, they start with much less. But they have to pay $1 million, and that's a 4-year license. And class E is $2.67 million or 1 million US, and that would be a 5-year license. In addition, each of them have to pay upfront in the first year a $250,000 food security authorization fee, so that we can use that money to help to strengthen our food security. Because we could grow ganja, but we can't eat ganja.
Correct.
Huh?
Correct.
We still have to eat fruit and vegetables, and we still have to eat ground provisions, and bananas and plantain and mafwe. Huh?
That's correct.
And we have to supply them to the hotels. All these things, you notice.
Land, labor, capital, and the market are important factors of production, which can have an impact on the sustainability of any industry, and questions have been raised in the past relating to the availability of lands for local farmers. PM Gonsalves said the government is examining lands on the leeward side of the island to assist local producers.
There is in relation to other farmers other traditional farmers who have made applications, the authorities is going through them. And then more will come to the cabinet in due course. On the leeward side of the island, particularly down in North Leeward, for some people there's a shortage of land.
Yes.
And there's a parcel of land. We have asked the chief surveyor to look at it. It must be close to 250 acres. But we'd either have to, in order to get to those lands, we'd probably have to build a jetty.
Okay.
And to have those lands for small farmers now, small local people.
One's market plays an important role in the success of any enterprise, and PM Gonsalves said local farmers will be able to work with various entities to market their product and ensure that it is of a quality which the market desires.
And of course they can work with and they will have to work in terms of the marketing and producing in accordance for the market with other entities which have licenses that I've mentioned.
Yes.
To help them to sell the product and to have it turn into the oils and pharmaceutical products now for the consumption. Because remember this, the medical cannabis industry, as I said from the beginning, it has to be principally an export industry.
Yes.
We don't have enough consumption in St. Vincent to keep the industry viable. appreciate that point?
Correct. Correct.
Just like we don't have enough consumption in St. Vincent to have a big groundnuts industry. You could have cottage industries. You see what I mean?
Large scale, yeah.
Yeah, but in order to make more money off of them, you need a larger scale for the market, in the marketplace.
2 months after the MV Gemstar went up in flames, yesterday Gemstar 2 cruised into Port Kingstown. The new vessel is 184 feet long with a maximum speed of 16.6 knots. Director of Grenadines Affairs Edwin Snag said that he is excited about the news as it means well for water transport, especially to the southern Grenadines.
The whole scheme of things is always an important factor when it comes to the question of transportation of your people. I mean, this is the unitary state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so that they could once again come on the route and enhance the transportation system between the islands of the Grenadines, and particularly the southern Grenadines, because that's where they deal with most. So we're extremely happy for that.
Snag said he applauds the owners of Gemstar who were determined to get back into business to serve their customers.
When I say the Gemstar, well, the new Gemstar, we know the unfortunate incident that took place with the last one. For that, we all saddened and sorry about it. And it's heartening to know that that once again the owners could have seen it fit to make this level of investment.
The Gemstar 2 remains docked at Port Kingstown with the hope of becoming operational as early as next week. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said his government is keeping its promise to the people of Taiwan to have a secondary school on the island. PM Gonsalves, who was speaking on Star FM's Morning School program, said the government pledged to construct a secondary school on the island by September and had negotiated with the developers of the island to build a campus which will feature primary, secondary and preschool facilities, along with information technology and science laboratories. He said despite the delays, he was given the assurance by the developers that the campus is on track to be ready for the new school year in September.
For us, with the students who are in the preschool and primary school, the so-called Pelican students, the private group, and they were allowed to complete the academic year so as to avoid the disruption of their curriculum, and then they will be absorbed into the overall school premises. But I think that persons have been seeing that there have been some delay in the construction. But I spoke to the developers and they said that they would be on target to complete by September. But in any event, even if all the facilities are not completed, we have enough space to enroll the approximately 20 students in the secondary school.
The Prime Minister highlighted some of the courses which will be provided at the secondary school, noting that other work is being done to ensure everything is ready for the September opening.
They will require a minimum of 5 teachers. They will be selected strategically so that, in fact, they're being selected strategically so that each one can teach at least 3 core areas. The typical subject offerings at the Form 1 level, and they will be Form 1s, be English A and B, mathematics, integrated science, history, geography, information technology, Spanish offerings, physical education, health and family life education, music, arts, and religious education. And we have in fact approved almost $250,000 to provide the education for the academic year.
Yes.
That is to say, I'm talking about recurrent expenses now, with salaries and allowances and wages for the persons and incidental expenses. So I just want to assure the nation and assure the people in Taiwan that we are proceeding as we promised.
Young persons who enjoy nature and are desirous of learning new skills will have the opportunity to do so through the RSVG Police Youth Clubs and the Coast Guard summer programs. These summer programs were launched yesterday at the Police Headquarters Conference Room. Coordinator of the Police Youth Clubs, Sergeant Lorraine John, said each year they provide their members across SVG with the opportunity to socialize and learn life skills.
But we have our own motto through the year. We nurture our nation's most valuable resources. That's our motto for the Police Youth Clubs. Originally, our camp was scheduled to be held at Northern and Secondary, but because there'll be school repairs being done to most of the schools, we had to change from Northern, and so tentatively will be held at Argyle Primary. Our main aim for our camps over the years is to bring our membership in one place at any given time for the purpose of meeting new friends, seeing new places, creating new ideas. Because a number of our youths, though we are from St. Vincent, some people don't know parts of St. Vincent. So what we do every year, we try to have our camp in a different place. The Leewards, we had it in Leeward last year, so we moved to the Windward side. Some of our programs that we have scheduled, we have to shift it to because of a change of venue. However,
the Coast Guard summer program is also one which is popular amongst the youth, and Petty Officer Damian Franklin and coordinator for the Coast Guard's Youth Development Summer Program said the program will be done in 3 phases beginning on the 15th of this month. He said participants will be able to learn about the work of the Coast Guard as well as life-saving skills.
We have various departments comes in and lecture the students too on topics like personal development, substance abuse, conservation from fisheries, and we teach them boat handling, leadership development, knots and splices, conflict resolution, human sexuality, team building. We also have things like treasure hunts. We on Fridays we normally take them to Vinlek to visit the power plant, and swimming also, which is a very important part of the program. That same day when we have swimming, we teach them also CPR and first aid. So the program runs from a Monday to a Tuesday, and we skip the Saturday. So it's 7-8 days. So Monday to Tuesday, and the Saturday within that week they will have a picnic, which we normally go to Beckway or Mount Win. And we also cover arts and craft, Planned Parenthood, and nutrition.
Petty Officer Franklin said one activity of interest is the etiquette class and highlighted what the youth will learn through this activity.
Etiquette class. And if these participants only have to pay $15, and they actually get to use it back, because on that day they use that $15 to actually take part in a real meal while teaching them how to use knife and fork. So it's something very interesting. And each phase we accommodate 50 students, 50 participants. So overall, when we are full out, we have about 150 students each year. And from the beginning of the program, we have already covered about over 3,000 students during the summer break.
The Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit is using the various summer programs hosted by the RSVG Police Force and other organizations to help sensitize the nation's youth on the issue of human trafficking and how they can protect themselves from exploitation. Police Constable attached to the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit, Gareth Dopwell, said last year over 1,500 young persons from several summer programs were sensitized on the issue, and the unit is looking forward to continue its work in this area this year. Dopwell noted that young persons who recently completed school are most at risk for human trafficking, and they should be in the know.
See an ad in newspaper, social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, asking for a babysitter, a receptionist, but they're asking for no experience needed. Yes, you know, finish school, you're grateful that you see that they say no experience, but then when you apply for that job, it is something totally different, especially for positions that are outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where you don't know anyone. You apply, you're successful, you go into another country, you don't have anybody there. You can be exploited, whether it be sexual exploitation or by means of labor exploitation. So what we try to do is to reach out to these individuals who are vulnerable.
Doppel said they are looking to build upon last year's success, adding that the unit stands ready to work with any youth organization wishing to sensitize young persons on issues relating to human trafficking.
Yeah, we're probably hoping to see if we could go into the Grenadines and do some programs, hopefully in Bequia and Union Island, because we don't want to leave out the Grenadines. We don't want to have them feel left out in our programs, in our summer outreach programs. So I just want to say, if there are any organization, any groups out there who want to invite the unit in to sensitize their participants on child trafficking, the number to call is 456-1750, and you could get in contact with myself, Constable Doppel, or Assistant Superintendent of Police Junior Simmons.